Shepard became the first former Cat to start an NHL game in goal. He was called up by the Capitals. Shepard played 2 seasons in Bismarck before winning 2 college national championships in Duluth. The first save of his NHL career, well, it was a tough one. The Devils had a rush, and Hunter got a pad on it, then covered it up. The network was actually talking to his parents when the Caps eventually took the lead. They won 2. The final was 6-4. Shepard wins tonight, making 22 saves. Jeff Roberts finishes his 3-part series called A Relationship Built in Baker, with how the Stantons and Schillingers are tied together.
Baker, Montana, a town of 1,800 people with a history of developing local athletes. The Stantons and Schillingers were every bit a part of it.
Well, other than our primary, the Schillinger family, I mean, you'd almost say that the Stantons, they've been a second family.
There's a lot of closeness there, a lot of respect. No, we don't share the same last name, but you could say we're kind of like family.
Beginning in 1967, Jim Stanton coached Jim Schillinger in Circle. Years down the line, Jim Schillinger began teaching in Baker. When the superintendent role opened up in 1980, Jim Stanton was his first call.
If you go over in the state of Montana, it's a pretty well-known, the Stantons, and then my uncle coaching for 35 years. And I think his respect that he had from other administrators and coaches probably helps because he treated people the right way.
The next generation took notice. You could see it in the 4 Stanton boys, along with Jace and Shan Schillinger.
You know, you look at my 3 brothers and the success they've had, and Jace and Shan, it's, you know, the way that they obviously they do a great job coaching, but I think the way that the good human beings that treat people well, and I think that's something that we got from, you know, Don, Jim, and my dad.
Jim Jr., Pete, Rob, and Dan Stanton all played for Don Schillinger in the 1980s. Jace and Shan followed a decade later.
You'd always hope, as far as with pride within the 2 families, you'd always hope that you did have a fair amount of effect on the communities and the areas. We have a lot of pride within the communities and our families, and it's been a great relationship.
The Stanton and Schillinger influence is still on full display. One of each is leading a Western North Dakota collegiate program.
It really means a lot to me that he's open, he's reached out, whatever I can do to help, please let me know.
I think it's a good thing. I think it's a comforting thing. You know, Shannon and I are always going to have a great relationship. You know, there's going to be days coming up we're going to both be recruiting the same player, and that's good, but we both understand that.
While Pete and Shan are at different stages in their coaching career, it's evolving into a regional legacy.
Yeah, I think it's an exciting thing, you know, really for both programs that we can have a lot of stability, and I think hopefully we're giving, you know, this region something to be proud of too with the way our programs are ran.
I'm honored to say I'm from Baker. I take pride in it. It's a blue-collar town. The support I still get from people from Baker is second to none, and it's really neat. And I'm privileged to say that I grew up in Baker, Montana, because it taught me a lot of values.
The Stantons and Schillingers, a relationship built in Baker. For your news leader, I'm Jeff Roberts.
The state cross-country meet will now be a 1-day event. The Class B races have been moved from Friday to Saturday in Jamestown. And the World Series begins on Friday in Arlington, Texas. Games 3 and 4 are in Phoenix, and you can watch that series on West